I'm Kay and I am back with another Mixed Media Mayhem. This one is our YouTube hop and we are asking everyone to join us into scrap lifting Julie Taylor. So today I have decided that I'm going to pull out some die cuts from a Stampin' Up! I almost said Simple Stories, I apologize. From a Stampin' Up! Die that is pretty uber old. And what I did with these dies is I took these shimmer pins from Close to My Heart in Mocha, Espresso, and Toffee, and colored the branches in them. If not, they would have all just been green. So to give them a little bit of life, I colored in some branches. Peaceful Boughs is the stamp set name. And then, of course, the dies, they sell them in bundles, but you can purchase them separately as well. So the one thing I love about Stampin' Up! Is the standalone dies like these ones. All right, so from Waffle Flower, I do have this, I guess it's a pie chart or a color wheel type of deal. From Bo Bunny, I have this Mixed Media. I have to tell you guys that I pull out a ton. I think this is Waffle Flower as well. I love this one, you guys. It's my favorite color wheel one. I have Paper Rose, the HUD, HUD stamp. I clearly haven't even opened it yet. Go me. From Kaiser Craft, I have this marble stamp. I love this one. And then from Stampin' Up, I have a grid stamp. Now, like I was saying before I interrupted myself, I do end up pulling out way more stamps than I need. Some assemblage required. I pulled out some tree rings to use because it's perfect to go with my photo. And I have to tell you guys, this is on copy paper. I don't print photos this large. In fact, I was trying to think of a way to reverse the sketch or the layout where I have 3 photos going down in a cluster and then all my clusters are fanning out. I wasn't really sure, in all honesty. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to print it on photocopy. If I like it, then I'll reprint it on real photo paper if I ever go buy some. But for right now, that's what we're going to use is copy paper. So what I'm going to do first is get rid of that white strip that is going around it. And then what Julie has done is she actually took her photo and distressed all the edges. So before I do that, my photo doesn't stand out like I wanted it to. Now that I got rid of that white edge, it looks a little dull, which I know it is because it's copy paper. But I wanted to brighten it up, so putting the ink around the edges I think helps a lot. And now I'm just trying to figure out what sizes I want my paneling to do. Now, instead of going at a diagonal like Julie did, I'm going to just cut mine straight. So I'm cutting them a little bit more than 2 inches, and then my 2 end pieces are even larger than the middle pieces, but it's microscopic. Nobody's going to know. So I just wanted my trees. I think that this photo was perfect because my trees are so tall that the strips make them look even taller. It is where my brain went with that. Now, I also thought that one of my other problems with this is the fact that my page from 49 and Market, the Spectrum collection, I feel like it was a little too bright. So I'm just dulling down using my ground espresso that is a staple on my desk. I'm just using that to dull down the brightness up at the top where my photo goes. I wasn't too concerned about the bottom because it's going to be covered up in all of the embellishments. So now I'm going to very lightly distress all of the edges of my photo. I have to be gentle because, again, it is not photo paper thick. This is just my 32-pound copy weight paper that I use. So it's durable, but yet not not photo paper, which is I believe 85 pound. So yeah, I don't believe that it is as durable as what I'm used to. So I was gentle with it. Plus, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do it. And then after I did it, it was like, you can't even see it. So I'm okay. But I did it. So this is just a tree that we found. We're not exactly in June Lake, but we were headed over to Mammoth and we stopped here. So I'm not particularly sure where here is. I will have to double check and look it up. I was honestly just picked a photo because I wanted something of a large print. So yeah, it is just the uprooted tree. It fell down and you could see all the roots sticking out. I thought it was really cool and definitely wanted to document it. But I will be putting down where this is, probably in another layout because I have several photos of this area. I used a few stamps, just a few compared to all the ones that I actually pulled out. So I used my grid stamp from Stampin' Up, my marble stamp from Kaisercraft, and the smaller color wheel and more distressed from Waffle Flower. So then I pulled out this Roots title. Now this is also from the Some Assemblage Required. I colored it as well with my shimmer pens. And I actually used 2 shimmer pens for this one. The roots are a little darker than the word, but you can't really tell in the camera, so that's okay. But yes, I did want some sort of large title, and in the center, like what Julie did, she's got selfie 24/7 or 24/7 selfie. I don't know how to read that. I guess from left to right, it would be 24/7 selfie. So that makes more sense. But yes, I definitely am wanting that large title, and then I wanted it to look like it was laying on these pine needles, because pine needles, if you ever go into a place that has a ton of pine trees or even a needle tree, it doesn't all have to be pine, it definitely, you're walking on all the needles, like all of them. They might not be this green, but you are walking on all of them. And so that's where I wanted my title to sit, is on top of all those needles that have fallen off, just like this tree and its roots right here. I'm also adding the tree rings in and around. So I've popped up my title so that way I can stick my tree rings just wherever I felt like I needed something extra. And the foam dots that I use are the perfect height for these wood veneer. So I don't feel like my entire project is two-dimensional to go into a layout, to be honest. And I'm sticking down the main pine needles, and then I will go through and stick down a little bit more. I just wanted to make sure that I covered up some spots, but I didn't want to cover up all the blank spots. And then of course I wanted to add some more dimension by gluing some needles onto my tree rings. That way it looks like the tree rings were woven in. And then I'm trying to get this one needle to cover up, or this one cluster to cover up what I thought was a blank spot. It looked like a blank spot to me, and then that's what I'm doing here with the rest of these, with the rest of the little bits that I'm plugging in. Again, just trying to fill up the blank spots. I also have this border strip that I cut off of the bottom of my 49 end market, so it's the branding strip. I wanted to put that in too, so I'm going to tuck this in on the side of my photo, just for an extra added element. It's not in Julie's photo at all, but I wanted to add mine. And then the other portion of it that I had ripped off, I thought, oh, well, I'll just use this as like a subtitle, right? And so what I'm going to end up doing is, 1, finding a location for it, and then 2, trying to find a really cool quote that I have used. No, I haven't used, but a quote that I can put that goes with the fallen tree. And what I'm writing here is, we all grow in different directions. So the tree must have been newly fallen down, if that makes sense, because it was still green. It was not just a log laying down on the ground. So it must have, either that or part of the roots that I can't see are still in the ground feeding the tree. I don't know the answer to that. But it was kind of cool that the tree was still living, and I took a side picture of it too, but this particular one just happens to be of its roots. So yeah, that is my layout for today. I did, in case I didn't mention it earlier, I did turn her layout, so that way it went with my photos, because I don't have horizontal photos when I need it, and I don't have vertical photos when I need it. So I'm constantly turning sketches and layouts and things like that. But I do love how this turned out. Like I said, The copy paper photo is kind of on the dull side. And if I do ever end up replacing it, of course, I attached my title and my tree ring to my photo. So I will have to disassemble this layout to get the actual photo on it. If I ever choose to do that, I might not. I'm happy with the copy paper photo that I did. Is it going to fade over time? I have no clue, you guys. I have never printed a photo on copy paper and used it to last. Normally, it's just for kids' school projects, right? I have no idea. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out everyone else. Like I said, this is the Mixed Media Hop. And so we have additional folks joining us that will be posting theirs on Instagram. They post theirs on the Facebook group, and I believe a couple of them have YouTube channels too. So check out the list. It is larger than we normally have it. And yeah, I will check y'all later. Bye.